Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Bitcoin. Let's call it trading Bitcoin today. All right. I'm all over the place with my markets. Oh, man. Another long day after fully not sleeping last night trading traditional markets. Spent about half the day at the Tony Robbins event. I actually, unfortunately, I couldn't. I was gonna just like I don't know. I couldn't take it anymore. I actually left the event fairly early and met up with a couple of people that I needed to meet here in Singapore. You know, grabbed a drink with one person, then I had to go grab a drink with another person. Some of it was coffee drink, so it wasn't all alcohol. Yeah, so I decided to use the rest of my day for like meetings, and then eventually made it home. I couldn't sit through all that. It's again, we're gonna uh, I'll talk about Tony Robbins at a quieter time in the world of Bitcoin. Thank you for the shirt compliments. I actually got this shirt as I was leaving Thailand. I didn't get a chance to do any videos in the shirt in Thailand, but thank you. Looking at the live chat, I'm not going to do any Q&A. I want to make this fairly quick. It's about 10 a.m. in New York, and it's about 11 p.m. here in Singapore. And let's go straight to Bitcoin. Let's talk about this. I mean, seminars, LA sold out. Connect with me for DC and New York. My Twitter is blowing up. A lot of praise. A little premature, guys. A little premature. I have to, as much as I like being called names like God, a little premature and a little unnecessary. It's fine. Thank you, but I don't do this for the praise. I do it because I enjoy doing it, and but thank you. I am keeping an eye on Bitcoin. Since I'm scrolling through it, so I'm gonna get to it in a minute. But this is how things bounce. I'm just saying, like, so. Maybe I didn't get the 7,500 perfectly right. I came within a little margin of error, but this is how things bounce, right? Now, no one knows if this bounce is going to lead to new all-time highs or there's going to be a lower low. No one knows, okay? What I do know is this is the chart pattern that statistically leads to a sustained rebound. You only have, I missed it. I was busy, okay? And if you're busy for the 30 minutes that you need to buy the dip, you miss it. That's how things bounce. Now you can also see that it almost happened here. So this is actually a nice looking chart, like just like because it's like a minute chart or whatever. I'll get back to this. Here's another person. Again, this is the pattern of how things actually reverse. All right. Thank you for your praise. Again, here is the pattern of how is this. What's the time scale on this? Are these 5-minute charts? So 45, yeah, so these are 5-minute candles, right? So you see this 5-minute candle? So in 5 minutes, we went from about 7,000, looks like 550, 560 or so, all the way to 8,200, right? So this is like a $800 move in 5 minutes. That's how things reverse. That's how things bounce, okay? Let me see what this person wrote. And that is how markets reverse. Exactly. Okay. This is what I try to teach. Okay. Educational channel, guys. This is what I try to teach. Okay. That you have to understand the patterns and the statistics and probabilities of how things actually bounce. Okay. So I mean, I got a lot of What is this? Yeah, 6 coming up on a 7. Yeah, we'll get to that. Thank you, Melanie, for, I guess, defending me against Ronnie Mose. But since he has me blocked, I don't know what he's actually saying about me. Not that I even care what he's saying, right? Because to me, the man doesn't understand trading. He just doesn't. And he has no interest in learning trading. And all he does is make fun of traders. Now, I understand buy and hold. So I understand what he does. And I don't make fun of him for it. But he refuses to understand what people like me do. So that's all I will say. All right. So that's pretty much Twitter. Oh, wow. 5 more messages. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was watching all day long. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the praise. Let's go to the charts. Okay. So the bad news is that the weekly is still looking pretty bad. Okay. Now today is what's today? Today's Friday night in Asia. So that's Friday morning in the US because the market just opened. So we still have 2 days to go up. Okay. So here's what I want. In order for me to be very confident that the bottom is in, what I want to see from this weekly candle is a close more than halfway up the candle, right? So simple math, okay? The opening of this candle was 11,685. The low of this candle was 7,625, right? So 11,685 minus 11 minus 76. So that's $4,050. Okay. So the range of this candle is $4,050, right? Right. 4,050, right? So let's divide that by half. So let's say $2,000, right? So I want to see a $2,000 move off the low. So that is 7,625 plus 2,000. So I want to see a close by Sunday night above 9,600 bucks. Okay, if I get 9,005, if I get above 9.5, that's close enough to the middle. I'll be very confident that the bottom is in. Very confident. Okay, that's what I want to see from a weekly chart. Now that doesn't mean it's going to happen, and it doesn't mean that we did not bounce if it doesn't happen, and it doesn't mean that we bounced if it goes above that, right? What it means is that would make me more confident in the bounce. Okay, that's all it means. Let's go to the daily. Okay, so the daily is on Bitfinex. Bitfinex actually bottomed the highest, right? So Bitfinex bottomed at 7,960. Bitstamp bottomed at 7,625. And if I switch the daily chart to Coinbase, I'll put it back. Don't worry, because I wish I had a good index, right? Like I really wish I had the CME's index. Okay, Coinbase. If I put it on Coinbase, I should put it on GDAX, but I think they should be one and the same. All right, come on. Come on. All right, so I don't know what's going on, but Coinbase had a low of about 7,560, somewhere in that vicinity. I really hope this didn't like permanently freeze on me. Bitfinex. Oh, this is not looking good. All right, let's close that. Let's. TradingView changed their whole interface, and it's so annoying. I have to like click on more things. Anyway, I can't pull up GDAX and Coinbase, but on GDAX and Coinbase, we did hit 7,560. So look, I was saying 7,500 because it was just a round number. In reality, it actually does bounce slightly higher because you don't get that lucky, right? So you don't get lucky enough as a trader to buy the perfect dip at 7,500. You also don't get, I mean, you only get like 10 minutes to buy the perfect dip, right? And it's not going to be that perfect to give it to you at 7,500. So it's either going to happen at 7,400. I probably should have said this like before. Like I actually didn't think we would hit 7,500 in 24 hours, right? I thought I had more time, right? So as we were going to get a little closer, I was going to talk about how it's not only is it difficult to buy the perfect dip because you only have 15 minutes to do it, it's also not going to be perfect enough for you to buy it at exactly 7,500. It's either going to go a little bit lower or it's going to turn a little bit higher. This is perfect. This is exactly how things bounce, right? The fact that it didn't actually hit 7,500 makes me even more confident that this is the bounce to the upside, right? So of course, it's never actually perfect, right? So ideally, I wanted to see this happen on a 9 daily, right? But it didn't. It happened on a 4 daily. So because it happened on a 4 daily, there is still a little bit of risk that we're going to hit a 9 and we're going to have another capitulation, maybe lower, right? Now, if this happened on an 8 or a 9 candle, I would be very bullish right now. But because it didn't happen on a 9, I still believe this is a bounce, but I'm not as confident from a probability standpoint that this is the bounce, right? I'm not as confident. I'm pretty confident, but I would be more confident if this was actually a 9 or a 1 after a 9 or, you know, an 8, like somewhere in the vicinity of a 9, not halfway to the 9 on a daily chart, okay? It would be even better if the weekly was also around a 9, but the weekly is also around a 4, right? So this is not the kind of count ideally for a reversal, right? But the reason why 7,500 was a reversal for me is because it was the prior high, not on a weekly chart, but on a daily chart. On a daily chart, 7,500 was very critical. To me, it was anyway, all right? So for now, this is still a bounce, okay? Let's go to the 4 hour, all right? So I don't know if I'm going to stay on another 40 minutes, but if we close this candle in this vicinity, the next candle is going to have a 9 on it, right? So the 4 hour is looking really good. So the 4 hour, which has been very good with 9s, like here's one, oh, there's one on the 20th of January, and here's one on the 24th of January, and here's one on the 27th of January. This one didn't work out very well, but it started a countdown. And now we may have another 9 in about 40 minutes. Okay, so you can see the clock ticking down, right? So the next candle will at least show a 9 if it trades below the bottom of the candle 4 candles earlier, which has a 5 on it right here. And that was the also signal in a reversal based on the aggressive 13. Okay. So it's looking like a bounce. Okay, here's the 1 hour chart. And again, right, this is how things bounce. Look, how much time did you have? This is a 1 hour candle. And then look at the following candle, right? And then the next candle had a 2 greater than a 1, but it's already like way up there, okay? And then you had a 9 and aggressive 13 on the same candle telling you that, hey, your down momentum might be coming to an end. And it would have been nice to get a 13 down here, but we, came 1 candle short because this was a 12 at one point before it reversed, okay? So 2 candles short, but almost 1. All right. I have to go lower, right? So I have to go to, I don't know, 5-minute candles. And there it is. Here's the 5-minute candles. And of course, the indicator automatically shows up. We had we exhausted the 13s. And this was a 9, ironically, right? This was a 9 when the candle started. When this candle started, this was a 9 on a 5-minute chart. So that's pretty cool. And I know it would have been nice to see that 9 complete. I mean, here you see a 9-13 combo plus aggressive 13, like all these green arrows, you shot to the upside. So this is the 5-minute chart. Let's look at the 10. Here's the 10-minute chart. Ooh. I used to love the 10-minute chart, by the way. When I was a trader, when I was a futures trader, the 10-minute chart was my go-to chart. I never really looked at the 10-minute chart on Bitcoin, but those of you that have my indicator and you were trading the 10-minute chart, I mean, that's wow. A couple of green arrows right here, and then boom. So I may have to go to 3-minute candles. Like, I want to see how long that bottom was. I mean, you had like no chance to buy this thing, like none. No real chance to buy it. It just like took off like a rocket. Okay, so there you go. Which chart was this? The 1 hour, right? Let's go back to 1 hour. Oh, it's been a long day. I didn't sleep almost at all last night because of the stock market. What's going on here? Oh, there it is. All right. So, I mean, market's volatile right now, right? So you just gotta be careful. Okay, so let me go back to Twitter for a second, right? So I'll do it on my charts. I don't know why I'm gonna do it on someone else's chart, but I just think this is a cool looking chart. Okay, I can't really draw on it. All right, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. No, I'm gonna do it on my own charts because I want to draw. All right. 1 hour. Oh, man. All right, we'll use 1 hour. Let me delete these other lines because they're just getting in the way. I don't even remember what I mean. The blue is the stop loss lines, and the red is the short entry. I'm just going to delete those. Another short entry there. Again, short entry. Let's delete it. Stop loss. I just want to clean up my chart. Okay, let's go. So here's the 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart is a tradable chart. It's just like bounced like crazy. So if you were a traditional trader, you could go long right there. Okay. According to the time indicator, you can go long again here, which is now a losing trade, but we'll see what happens. So the moment you go long, your initial stop loss, and this is important, your initial stop loss is incredibly obvious. It's right there. It's 7,500. 7,500. Now that we're all the way up here, your stop loss has to be at least above the entry point. I would even set the stop loss above the low of last hour at this point, right? I would want. I mean, I'll take my winning trade, right? Here is what sustains the uptrend. See this dotted line, known as setup trend. Okay, it's at 9,000. If we can close above this line, and preferably close above this line, like, I don't know, 6 hours from now, so that we also close above the 50-hour moving average. That would make me bullish. In addition, you have the prior swing high right there. And because it's a clean doji, I would even lower this to the closing amounts, right? So if I can get a close above $9,100 on the hourly chart, which happens to be above the 50-hour moving average, so I'll need like 5 or 6 hours to get there. that would make me very confident in this bounce. Okay. Now, if we hit like, nothing goes up straight up forever, right? So we can definitely be pulling back. Now, what's important is that the pullbacks stay above 8,000. They have to stay above 8,000, okay? The new Mendoza line is, I'm gonna make this purple, I guess. The new Mendoza line is right here, 8,000. If we go below 8,000 on a closing basis, hour or preferably like 4 hour, it becomes a bit of a double bottom situation at the lows, which has a high probability of then dragging us down another leg. And if we get dragged down another leg, we are now looking at a potential 9 to the downside, or even worse, a 9 to the downside on weekly candles, which could actually take us back to 1,300. Okay, so this is my ideal place for a bounce, because if we get back below 7,500, my ideal place becomes 1,300, even though 5,000 and 3,000 are also support. They're just not as strong as 7,500. Okay, if that makes sense. All right. So I really want this to be the bounce, right? And this is definitely a tradable bounce. You can definitely put buy orders in. And if you put your buy orders in properly, this is a no-lose trade. But if we close back below 8,000, it's danger zone once again, okay? But I don't think we will. I really think we bounced, okay? I think we bounced, but let's see what happens when I wake up, because sooner or later I will go to bed. Actually, later than sooner, because I wasn't able to exit all of my traditional markets. Speaking of traditional markets, let me show you what's going on there. I'm going to stop screen share, because if I dox myself, I will never forgive myself. All right. Back to camera. Wow, now I have 2,500 viewers, 2,500 viewers. Now, where was the 2,500 viewers the last 3 videos when I warned you guys about this, crash? Huh? Should be watching then, not now. Too late now. All right, hold on a second. Let me open this and this. Maybe I should get a different backdrop. I'm tired, guys. It's been a long week. I got like conferences tomorrow. All right. Now, let's talk about this. God, if I dox myself, it's going to be so fucking bad. I'm going to be real careful. Real careful. This is my last. I had to open all of these freaking tabs at the top in order to block my account number. Well, block it enough. There's like there's enough digits back here that no one can hack my retirement account. I'm also using Excel to block the cash position, and I move the screen over so you can't see how much money is in my account. I'm also blocking. This is my this right here. Anyway, so here's I showed you yesterday. So go back to yesterday's videos when I showed you my entire single trade in traditional markets. One trade. It was I broke it up for liquidity purposes. In total, I had like what I had 30 plus 20 plus 10. So I had like 60 contracts in the option space, right? And these are multi-leg. I mean, anyway, you don't want to see my commissions, Bill. Let's put it that way. And all I have is 10 contracts left because I meant to get out of my entire position, but I didn't. So I took a chance on one more day. And as you can see, my average entry was 11 $4.28. Option, and you can see the market value of this position with 10 contracts left, right? Now you can also see that the bid is $14. You see the ask is $50. That's me. That's me, right? So, and this is what I mean. There's multiple ways to trade. And if you have gone through the, if you've gone through the fire of directional trading or what you guys are doing now with Bitcoin, most of you, and then you move on to learning advanced techniques like the market indicator or my version of it. And then you learn options and you try trading real futures and you understand leverage and you survive. I blew up 2 portfolios trading futures, guys. I eventually moved on to options and I eventually made my own strategy that doesn't exist. And I know it doesn't exist because you can see that I am the only ask and my ask is $50. Now this position isn't worth $50. I can lower this position right now to about $16 and I'll immediately be able to sell it. But if I do, and I kind of want to sell it, but then I would dox myself because my entire position would like be notified me on the screen, right? Kind of like you get like a Skype message in the bottom right-hand corner, right? So it's only $50 because I wanted to make sure that my trade does not actually sell it to me. If some idiot wants to, you know what? I'll dox myself if someone wants to give me 50 for this trade, right? So this is the last trade of the bunch. So I broke it up into 3 parts. The first part made me 21%. The second part made me 27%. And this is the third part. And I sold half of it at $14.50. And you can see right now that the bid is $14.50. And it's looking like it's going good. Right now, I can easily sell this for $16, but I'll probably wait. I'll take my chances. So assuming I sell the other half for $16, this would be, at least I can probably sell it for more than 16 right now because the bid ask on this is wide. If someone else puts in an ask right now, it'll probably be like in the 20 range, right? So I'm expecting at least considering I already sold half of my position at $14.50, I'm expecting to sell the other half closer to 20, bringing the exit on this position to at least $17.50. Which means that this leg of the trade made me 50%, okay? So this part may be 50%, this part may be 27, this was double the size of that. So combine these two gives me about, 35% or so, maybe 40%, right? Plus this, it gives me about 30% on the trade. This is a 1-week trade. I talked about it yesterday at length, right? And I should have put my entire portfolio on this trade, but I didn't put my entire portfolio. I put more than half of my portfolio on. Let's put it that way, right? But I should put the whole half. I was just too busy. Like it's a pain in the ass answering this. I was legging in, I was legging out, and I was just like too lazy to keep legging into this trade or opening up another call strike expiration combination, right? But the idea is this is my one and only trade for this entire quarter. This trade made me. I'm not worried at all about. I'm not worried at all. It's a spread trade. It's already going in my direction. I'm actually going to hold this through the weekend. Hey, maybe I'll if I wait long enough, maybe I'll get that 50 on the sale, right? If I get the 50 on the sale, that means I just made like 400% on this 10 on 20% or 15% of my entire trade, right? And this is in traditional markets, guys. So I would crush the yearly returns of the S&P 500 with this one trade, even though I didn't put my entire account on it, which I probably should have. Okay, I meant to, I just didn't do it. And look at yesterday's video. It's a lot more information on this trade and what it was. Okay. Without divulging the stock and without divulging the strategy itself. Right? I did my best to try not to dox myself too much, right? Otherwise, it won't work. Because again, when you're the only one doing something, if another person finds out and then another person finds out, you're kind of screwed, right? Again, this is the kind of trading that Ronnie Moss will never understand, because he refuses to believe that it's possible to beat the market. And it's not. With enough dedication and study and research and trial and error, you can find something that works consistently. And hedge funds do it all the time. Okay. So that's pretty much it. I guess I'll keep you guys up to speed on how this goes. I mean, this can completely turn against me, and this trade can still go to zero. And I don't have a stop loss on this trade either. There's absolutely no stop loss. There's only a limit sell, right? So if I go to bed now and some shit happens and this thing goes to zero, then it goes to zero, right? That's fine. That means that half the trade went to zero. Half the trade I sold at 14. So that means half and half. So I would get like 5 on this trade. So this leg of the trade would lose me 50%, but the much bigger leg made me 20, and a slightly smaller leg 27. So you combine these two, and I make like 5 or 6%, right? But that probability is very, very small. I'm expecting to get out of this thing with a fairly good profit. Okay. Anyway, enough. I'm gonna. Oh man, this is gonna hurt. No, I'm gonna stop screen share. Let me not take even a single chance of. All right, I'm actually gonna close my portfolio. No, you know what? I'm gonna get my portfolio out of the way of the screen share. Can't really, like I said, I can't exactly afford to screw this up right now. All right, there we go. Putting it on my second monitor, so I can't screw up. All right, I'm pretty much done. I'm tired. I don't really want to do Q&A. Someone sent a tip in. Let me see. It's just a small thank you for putting out good content and being so transparent. Yes, you can be cranky, but dealing with so many trolls gets hard. Yeah, it does. It does. And by the way, what you were watching was my live account, because you should have seen like the numbers move around and stuff, right? So like again, like those screenshots weren't bullshit. That was my real account. All right, guys. I mean that's about it. One last look at the Bitcoin. I guess I can go back to screen share because it looks good. There we go. All right, so like I said, this looks good. Looks like we're going back up. Looks perfect. Looks perfect. Man, I really want this to, I don't want this to go up too fast. I want my 9. I want my next 4-hour candle to have a little bit of a dip. I really want to see that 9 with an arrow, so I can like gloat about the indicator for the next, I don't know, a week or two, while I'm still looking at the history of the stock. So I'm really, really praying that we don't break 9,000 until 5 hours from now, right? So what's the low of this candle? The low of this candle is 8,775, right? So I'm like, for selfish reasons, I really do not want to see 8,000. Well, what did I say? 8,975, 8,775, right? I really don't want to see 8,775, which is lower than we are right now. I really don't want to see that broken on a closing basis in 4 hours and 20 minutes. All right. But hey, if we do, we do, right? So it's looking like a strong bounce right now. You should have bought the dip if you were sleeping, or I don't know, whatever you were doing, having sex, doing with yourself or with a partner, and you missed it. Oh, sorry. You only had about 5 minutes to buy the dip, right? So so this is one of those times where if you are having sex, being a 5-minute man is really to your advantage. Then you go back to trading. Someone's asking me if wave 4 is completed. I'm not an Elliott waves guy, so I have no idea. All right, guys. On this note, I will call it a night, and I'll try and do one of these tomorrow morning. All right. Somebody in my chat just said they bought at 7,678. Great buy. Great buy. All right. All right, guys. No Q&A today. We'll save it for next time. And turn my camera on for a minute. It's night for me. It's morning in New York. I'm going to be babysitting my traditional trade and making sure that maybe I'll exit today so I can actually get some sleep for a change. Otherwise, I'll see you all on the next one.